huge crash on Sunday. 3 of them actually, and my wiring stood up pretty good, but on the 3rd crash it was a 60 to 70 foot drop from, I think it was a signal lost, but it could have been because of the 2 previous crashes. One was a head first crash into the mud, and you can see the mud still on there. I have to take off the mud. But I washed the wires because the wires were covered in mud as well. And on the first 2 crashes, the first one was a FPV attempt, and I took off from inside the swimming pool at the park. And basically, balance was off, I guess, and it started going off into the direction of the street. So I took it down there, and that was pretty hard. And it rotated one of the mounts here. So I just straightened the mount, retightened it. And then when I was flying again, and I went over the fence, line of sight, and went for forward motion like I would with the HB2, and I piled it right into the grass and the mud, head first again, and no damage to the frame at all, or the arms at all. No movement inwards, but I do have a stopper here, you can see, so that the arm can't puncture your battery. It's really important. Broke 3 props on the final crash, which was a 70-60 foot drop. It flipped over like a turtle, and it fell flat on the top here. That loosened up all my mounting of this, so I have to redo all this. I'm going to put the APM on next time, I think, because there's so much mud. And I have new silicone wires coming, and I can make it much neater. This was just basically to get out and test crash it, pretty much. I'm coating my VTX here with clear shoe glue, as well as the rubber, the grip brush on, and just want to waterproof it. And it's been running fine without the case on it completely. And other than that, the last crash, the 60-70 foot drop, broke this arm, and no motors were damaged really, so that's good news. It was a little bit wet, so it packed itself into the mount. But this broke here, this lexan mount, and that was it. So replacing this will be like a $5, $6 piece, and just rebolt on your propeller there, and you're back in action. So it is quite durable. I'm really impressed. I've never crashed from 60 or 70 feet up, and I think a DJI would have definitely broken an arm or 2. So there you go. And those Grand Turbo GT motors just keep going and going and going. And it tracks really well and everything. I think the KK2 board's a bit too hot for me to be flying FPV because I'm not used to it. Not used to the actual agility of it. So I'm going to try to get the APM going, which is a little bit more mellow. And we'll rebuild this. Got more parts coming tomorrow in a bigger video, so see you then.